Well then, this one's a little different. Hello everybody, welcome back to the predictions. This is a thing I like to do now. I have quite a bit of fun doing this, and today we are going to be doing Canelo Álvarez versus Dmitry Bivol. This fight is not officially announced or confirmed, but according to Eddie Hearn, it is highly likely that Dmitry Bivol will be his next opponent, likely for September 18th. So, Canelo Álvarez, what attributes does he have? What accolades does he have? Well, it's no surprise, but Canelo, according to most, is pound for pound number one, according to nearly everyone who has a decent knowledge of this sport. He is pound for pound number one. He's the unified super middleweight champion. He's the king of that division. He has conquered middleweight. He beat Gennady Golovkin. He is one of the greatest light middleweights of all time, and has captured a world title at light heavyweight. Now, Dmitry Bivol is the WBA super light heavyweight champion of the world, making defences against people like Joe Smith Jr., John Pascal, and Craig Richards. These are the more recent to known names that he's faced. These are really good names on his resume, especially for the single division like light heavyweight. I think personally he's the best boxer in the division. Maybe not the most accomplished, but the best boxer in that division. The best pure boxer, and is not the biggest of light heavyweights, but he's very agile, great defense. His opponents land very few punches on him. Canelo also has great defense, very few opponents land punches on him. These two have great attributes. Canelo is a great body puncher, he's a great counter puncher, an accurate puncher as well, one of the most accurate punchers in the sport, and these are incredibly interesting attributes that will make this fight interesting. Now, who do I think will win this fight? Well, before I get to that, I want to just give a bit of a backstory on this. Canelo Álvarez and Caleb Plant were meant to be fighting September 18th in the MGM Grand Garden Arena for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. But unfortunately, a deal broke through at the 11th hour after disputes of Canelo's guaranteed purse arose. So therefore, this fight will not be happening next, or at least not on September 18th. It will happen at a later date, and after Canelo is likely to face Bivol if he wins this, because I'm going to get onto that next. This fight will likely be contested maybe at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, but it will definitely be contested in Las Vegas, like Canelo versus Plant was, and the likely date being September 18th. Maybe the date could be pushed back a little bit to maybe October or November if they take too long to paper the deal and get it signed and announced. But this is Canelo's target, to fight on September 18th, even if it means to miss the undisputed title shot. So I've run down their attributes. Who do I think will win the fight? Well, this is a good fight. I think this is a much better fight than Caleb Plant. This is a fight I feel Dmitry Bivol can seriously win. Dmitry Bivol has size, reach, he has decent defense, which for a big guy will give Canelo trouble because he enters the fight as the smaller man. So it is a difficult fight to call. But Canelo's Canelo. Canelo is amazing. Canelo just seems to have this innate will to win, no matter how behind he is. He always wants to win no matter what. It's admirable. Even against Golovkin, he found a way to win when most people thought he would lose. Canelo versus Saunders, most people thought he would give him trouble. Had very little trouble with him, stopped him. He's prevailed, and he's gone up against the odds over the years. So it's hard to count out someone like Canelo, especially when he's at this level in the sport. Dmitry Bivol is different. I think he's a better boxer than Artur. I don't think he's as accomplished, but I feel like he is technically the most skilled fighter in that division. I'd beat him to beat Artur. So, Canelo versus Bivol. And though Canelo's won a weight class, won a title at this weight class at light heavyweight when he beat Sergey Kovalev November 2nd, but that is a 36-year-old Sergey Kovalev. This is a prime, hungry light heavyweight champion. I see the fight starting off very cagey. Dmitry Bivol is a very cagey fighter. I feel like Dmitry Bivol has a good chance of nicking some of the earlier rounds because of his superior outfighting skills. I feel like he has a good enough jab. I feel like he has good enough. I think he's good enough of an outboxer to keep Canelo at least at bay, give Canelo respect. I mean, he has just got enough to have Canelo's respect in the first few rounds. But as the fight goes on, I feel like Canelo will start figuring out Bivol's rhythm and his punch selection, and I feel like he will start hammering away to the body. I think he will start hammering away to the body first. And Bivol is not the biggest light heavyweight. I feel like these shots will take more of a toll on a bigger light than on a bigger light heavyweight like Artur. He will start hammering away at the body, and Bivol is going to feel these shots, and I feel like Bivol is going to slow down, and I feel like Canelo is going to slow down. Bivol's going to slow down over the fight because of Canelo's body shots. Canelo starts to pick up this pace. He starts doing a bit of head hunting, making Bivol weaker and weaker as the fight goes on. I feel like Bivol survives the fight, but it is a competitive but a clear decision. A 7 rounds to 5 type of fight, in my opinion. That's how I see the fight playing out. Bivol has lots of attributes. He can probably back Canelo up as well because of his massive size. But Canelo's a special fighter. He's learned to manage his gas tank so well. He's evolved into a scarily effective pressure fighter over the years. This fight will be contested likely on DAZN, both in the United States and UK, in most markets across the world. And if Canelo wins this, I think anyone would be foolish not to have him pound for pound number 1. I think it'd be absolutely foolish. It would just be stupid. Even if he isn't at your pound for pound number 1 now, that's quite foolish in my opinion. I feel like Canelo's earned enough respect, beaten enough top rate opponents to be pound for pound number 1. And I feel like if he beats Bivol, then the boxing world needs to pay attention and maybe stop saying to himself, this man is greatness and he needs to be appreciated. Well, thank you for listening to my prediction. Wait, before I go, who would I like to win? I like Dmitry Bivol. Dmitry Bivol is a good light heavyweight. I feel like he is hungry at the moment. There's nothing to really dislike about him, besides the fact that he's mistreated, in my opinion, by Eddie Hearn being a matchroom fighter. And Canelo, I love Canelo. Canelo's one of my favourite fighters right now. He probably is my favourite fighter. He has had controversies in the past with failed drug tests and the controversial decisions over people like Lara and Triple G. But Canelo's done enough since those Golovkin fights to prove that he is a step above everyone else now. He's 20 steps ahead of everyone, and that he's improved. And he has earned the respect back of the boxing world, or most of the boxing world, that has some common sense. So who would I like to win? Canelo. Final prediction. Canelo wins via 7 rounds to 5 kind of unanimous decision. And who would I like to win? Canelo, because I feel like he's on his way to pound for pound greatness all time. And I feel like this win would just propel him even further. Well, thank you for listening to my prediction. This was a bit of a different one, considering this fight is not officially announced yet, or officially a done deal. But I feel like with Eddie Hearn saying it will likely be his next fight. Eddie Hearn's not the most reliable guy in the world, but I believe in him on this. I believe in him on this because they're both matchroom fighters. Anyways, see you soon.